Right, what I've done, I don't know if you can see, it's faint. I've got a line across there where there's some land, you might only just see that. This is a tree, or I sketched out, sketched a little fence there, some little twiggy bits I've just penciled in there just to remind me where they go. Now all I've done here is I've got some paint with my brush and I've just splattered it like that, splattered it all on, right, and just like got my bristles like that and just gone like that, splattered it on, and then splattered some water on, and then I've like got it at an angle like that so it sort of drips down here, so it's following the contours of my land. So my land's going to come downhill here, so that's following contours at land, right. So I just did that first because then I let it dry, then I sprayed some more water on and splashed some more on, built up a few layers of just splashy mess, but I dripped it all following contours of my land as like an underpainting. But because I was waiting for it to dry and messing about, I just thought I'd do that as like a pre-painting. So all you're doing to create that is I did colour a bit of this tree in so it come down, and then I dripped that bit that way across there. I've decided that drip what's gone over there, that just dripped over there, I've decided I'm going to have that as my shadow. So that's going to be my shadow going across my path. There's a little path here what I've penciled in, can only just see it. But yeah, so if you want to get to that stage, just sketch a little fence in here, sketch a little path in through here, some scribbly bushy things there, little line across there for land, and then splash some paint on and let it drip about. You don't even have to do drippy thing, you just splash it on if you want. I'm thinking these bits here will look like little pebbles in my path. That's me thinking, that's my line of thinking. Actually, let me just put a little clip on that bottom bit. There, just put a little clip on. Right, sound. Let's make a start. I think I use my sprayer today. I use my sprayer instead of my brush. Probably put too much on. Give it a bit right. Some water on my brush. Oh, I don't think my brush has been cleaned properly. Oh no. A bit of blue. Don't panic, wherever blue you've got, it'll do. I promise you, wherever blue it is, it'll do. I'm going straight through that tree, so that tree is going to be darker than what else. Let me wash my brush out completely now. I've washed my brush now, and I'm just blending that blue down now. So it starts off quite strong up there, and then it blends down thinner. There. And I'll leave all that drippy stuff. There's drippy stuff everywhere, it'd be right. Right, so that's that. I suppose, oh, I need some yellow. Squeeze a bit of yellow out into me palette. Ran out. I suppose I could pop in while that blue's there. A bit of yellow. Pop a bit of yellow in. The yellow's gone green straight away. I've put it into my thing. It's already gone green because there's muck at the bottom of my palette what's turned it green. But I want it green anyway, and it's going to mix with this blue and turn green. So I'm just going to pop in a bit of this land here, just a bit on it. There, something like that, just a bit, just to give the finger a bit of land. That bit. I don't know why I'm going around that tree. I can go straight through it, straight through fence. Don't worry about that fence. You know, I'm going to go right up to my line. That's where my line is there. I'll go right up to it, so I'll end up with a nice soft edge. I think when this is dried, I'll probably even stick a bit more on. Right, just I want a cream colour. So let me mix a little cream colour up. Just want a little bit of cream colour, just mixing it up with a little brush. Actually, I need to be fast because if that dries, I'm going to be in trouble. So just in here, just make sure there's not too much on my brush by doing this bit down here. This is going to be my path. So that's going to go in there, look. That's where my path is going through there. Just want that little hint of it on that background bit, and it can get stronger as it comes down here. just a little hint on that background bit, and then I'll get a bit of that green at each side of that. There, a bit there, a bit there. And like I say, that cream colour in middle there. There. Lovely jubbly. It's a bit more here. I just want these colours here to soften into each other. So I think that will do. I think. Let me just mix a bit of that in. That's it. Oh wow, that's nice. So that's that background colour splodged in for now. I think I'll probably end up adding a bit more to it, but something like that. Right, shall I stick a bit more in? I think I might as well, while it's wet, I might as well just stick some more colours in. That's going to be a nice light bit in there and in there. And I'm leaving that bit there for my path. I'll have a nice light bit across here as well. That comes down there, right down there. Just blocking in there, sort of the entire thing. I think I might as well do a bit more water on my brush. Just blocking the entire thing in there. So that path comes there, sort of comes down here. Let's say it goes there. I can't even see my pencil line anymore, but I don't really care. I'm not too worried. There's green underneath this shadow because that's green, and then these drips of paint. I want to follow my contours down. When my paint's that wet, it might not follow very well, but we can only do what we can do for now. I could actually tell you what I could do. I could actually tilt it that way, so it drips down. If I tilt it that way, it'll drip down and follow contours of that land, you see. So that's the way my drips are dripping, if you know what I mean. I know you can only see a bit on it now, sorry, but I want it to drip that way, so at least that's telling you that we're dripping that way. Tell you what, why don't I put that? That's better, in it. Right, now you can see what I'm doing, because I'm just going to pop in some more of this path here. So that's my path there, and like I say, that's going to drip that way at that angle. Back into some yellow as we come down into here. That's not a bad little underpainting, that. A bit more yellow just in there. Not a bad little underpainting, that. So now I think let's give that whole thing a dry. Now leave it like that so it's dripping in the right direction while I'm drying it. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to dry this top off here, then I'm going to tilt it the other way so them drips drip back up, following contours back up the painting. Partially dry now, so what I'm going to do now, flip that back sort of that way now, and they'll drip back up at that angle. That's my plan. See how it went it wrong way, just move your paper around, try and blow it in the right direction with full dryer. Let me now get it back in the correct position. And I think just get a thorough dry now. That'll do. Let me have a sip of coffee. I haven't got much coffee today, nearly drank it all. Right, now I need a really faint sort of colour mixing. Let's see what I can do. Still not even washed my brush. I've got green on my brush, so I'm mixing red into it. That'll turn that green to just a pale colour. Right, I need a really, really thin paint. I want some. I've got some Payne's Grey, some Bont Umber. I know there's a tiny bit of blue in it because there's a tiny bit of blue in mud in bottom of my palette. Mud in bottom of my palette's one of my favouriteest colours. It always comes in handy. That's still looking a bit green, so I'll add some red. That bit of blue muck in bottom of my palette, I won't add it because it'll send it green. You'll only have to add more red. I've just had to do. Right, let me just try. That's good, but there's too much paint on my brush, so dip my brush in some water, get a dab on tea towel, try it at that. It's not bad, I think. Right, so what I'm trying to do now, got a really thin paint. I'm just, if I start a bit lower than what I want, then I can build up, that's it. I'm just trying to do just some real background trees, look, can you see that? Background trees and bushes. I'm trying to leave some gaps. If I'd have done this wet in wet, I'd have got a misty effect, but I wouldn't have been able to leave them gaps. So I decided today to do it this, innit? Oh, tell you what I ain't got. I'll use this sponge to soften this in, but I should have a bit of tissue paper here. And I used the last bit till the day and forgot to put some more in. Luckily I've got that, so that'll do. That's dry, it's just a dry sponge. But a bit of tissue paper and I'm just misting that bottom bit in. In fact, I missed that top in and all. And that softened edges a bit, it has done. Look at that, it's quite nice, isn't it? That's the exact sort of look where I'm looking for. Let's say a big one there, right next to that bit, and then another big one about there. Let's say I'll come right across, but that bit's definitely going to end up covered. This bit here will definitely end up covered. I promise you. Right, that's that. There, soften them edges a bit as well. And I've got my gaps. There, so I'll give that all a dab. Tell you what I'll do now. Where's my rigger brush? Dab my rigger brush in some water. Get some more of that same colour. I think just get in some little branches and things. Just look good in background, this will. It wants to be faint because it's miles away. I'm doing that bit there. I'm pretty sure I'll colour that up in probably in a second. Right, so that's that done. Wash my rigger brush out. Jams and got them. Right, now I want to thicken this bit up a bit, but this bit's still miles more back than the other bits, so I've got to be careful. I don't want to thicken it up too much. Right, so I still want quite a watery colour because it's quite far back. So I've gone into some, it's a green colour, what's already mixed, what's on my palette, but it's a really mucky green. It'll have Payne's Grey in it and bits of all sorts. Really mucky green, probably too mucky. Let's add some yellow into that. That's better. So I've gone into some mud in my palette, but I'll tell you, it'll be Payne's Grey, bit of Bont Umber, bit of yellow, and a tiny bit of blue to send it green. Or if it goes green anyway, sometimes them colours, when you mix them, they go green anyway. If it goes green anyway, then you're alright in it. Right, I've got one brush there, and I'm just getting another brush. What I've just wet, this is just a clean brush. I'm going to swap between two, and then I'll do some softening with that brush. Soften all these colours in. I might leave the odd edge as well. There, that looks nice, doesn't it? I'm dangerous, man. I'm safe, man, innit? There, into there. There we are. Bring that through there. Nice soft edge. There. I'm just thinking that it's quite light here, so I'm going to try and get a bit of really bright yellow. That's that looks good. Just for in there, brighter than that. Just for in there. I'll blend it. In fact, let's blend a bit in everywhere. There. Put a bit of sunshine into it, there has. Just lightened it up a bit. Wash my brush. That's supposed to be my softening brush. I used softening brush for that yellow. So I'll just wash it out now. Job's a good one. I'm just going to pop in a little bit more just in there. That's that darker green again. This is far back, you see. So I'm dead close. Well, I'm not going to soften that. I like that as it is. Right, so that's that. I think I might dry that now. Let's get it dry. Right, I think what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to paint this darker grass in the bottom of here, and then I reckon I'm going to put these shadows in coming off this fence, even though I haven't painted my fence in yet. Put my shadows in. I know it makes no sense at all, but it's just how I want to do it today, innit? My coffee's cold. Right, sorry I stood that. I should put these here. I'll start light to dark, so I know this bit's going to be quite dark because it's in shadow. I'll start light to dark, so I'll mix a bit of that in first, like that. I'll come in the bottom of that bit. Something like that. That's covering all that. There's a path there, so I'm leaving a gap there. And then there's some bushes in here, but I'm just going to... I'll go in and pop the base in for them bushes. Right, so that's that. Right, straight away, I'm going to get my softening brush, just a brush with damp matter on, and I'm just going to soften the bottom of that. Do you know why? Because I can. Now it just looks better. Soften bottom of that. Safe, man. There we are. Holla. Just looking. Just going to stick a bit more yellow in there. Just on that bit. It's good in it now. Like that. If I stick a bit in everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I'm whispering again. Every now and then I whisper. Bob Ross used to whisper when he painted. And I think it's something about painting, it just makes you whisper. Right, you know what, well, I've got this brush. I like this old brush. I've got a new brush now, and I mean, this is my old one. I've resigned it to softening brush, but I do like it. I still like it. So while I've got it in my hand, just gonna whack in a little bit more of this path. Look at all them pebbles in there now. Look, that all looks like little pebbles. Wicked. There, soften that in. Soften it in, look. There'll be some shadows and all sorts going over this in a bit. I'll be building it up in layers. Look at that, it's like it's not a path, it's the hint of a path. Yeah. Like that. I'm happy with that. Right, let me go back to my other brush, my posh brush, my new brush, and use that one again. Just got water on this one now. I've cleaned it, that one again now. It's my softening brush again. Go back to my posh brush and let's get some darker greens now. So look, I've got, again, I haven't really got to mix out, so I've got a load of really dark green mud at the bottom of my palette. But all you do, if you like me and you never clean your palette, you lay a bit of dark green mud. It's not that important. You just want a muddy, sort of horrible colour really. But I'm going to add some burnt umber and some black to it. That's all it is. It's yellow and blue with burnt umber and black added to it. That's all it is. And then I'm going to just stick that into there. But I'm not covering up everything what I've just done. Just putting bits of this in. I'll do that bit there, then soften, then do my next bit. I'm trying to soften it so it goes that way, because my shadows, look, that shadow I got by mistake is going that way, so I've decided to have all my shadows going that way. And that's what you can do if you're painting from, say you've got a picture, right, what you're painting from, right, and on your picture, right, shadows are going, say your shadows are going that way towards you like that, and your paint drips that way. You haven't got to keep your shadows that way. If your paint drips that way, you think, oh, that drip looks mint, looks just like a shadow. See that? See the bottom of that there? That little drip there, I don't know if you can see it. That's just stopped there. I haven't done that on purpose, but that looks like a shadow. So I'll just leave that. Happy accidents. Back to Bob Ross again. That's what I used to say, innit? Happy accidents. Well, that shadow happened by accident, so I was going to have my shadow. I'll not lie to you. I was going to have my shadow. I was going to have it slightly more up there, but as it just did that by mistake, I thought, oh, I'll keep that. So let your watercolour paper sort of do what it wants. Let it do what it wants, man. Just let it chill out. And it can work better for you. Now, some artists say, well, I don't want it to do what it wants. I want to be in control. That's cool as well. Right, now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. To help control it again, because we do want a bit of control, I'm going to put that at an angle, so when this drips now, it drips at the same angle as that shadow. And where them fence posts are, I'm going to pop in some little shadows. Now I've got to try and keep them at the same angle as that one. So it's hard to tell. A bit of something there, isn't it? There. What else we got? These pencil lines again. There. These bushes. There's bushes here, so they're gonna drip across anyway where these bushes are. I'll stick something in right in there for now, and I need to be quick and soften that. So definitely not going to want that hard edge there. Look, it looks horrible. In fact, it's dried a bit quick already. It'll be right. Right, so that's that. I think that's okay. Well, same here. There's some bushy stuff here, so just whop a bit of extra shadow in there. That's my shadow colour for all that. And then let me get that little brush just for now. This last shadow here, just mixing up a dark brown colour for this one. This one comes into where my path is, so I'll have a dark brown colour for that. Like so, I've got to try and keep that same angle as that one. Hopefully that's what I've done. Hopefully. Don't know if I have, I just hope I have. Put a brown in as well. Add a bit of that brown colour into some of that shadow there anyway. It's quite nice colour in it. It's nice. It's nice. So you that brush sweet dryer. Give that a gentle Just need it dry enough to stop it moving. Once it's dry enough for that, I'll be happy. I think that'll do. Then I can just, once it's stopped moving, I can bring it back to that angle, and that's sit back, and hopefully, yeah, see, I think actually, they're not, I don't think the angles are quite right, but hopefully they're close enough. So that's going across there, you see. They look like they're more coming at this angle. So maybe I'll sort of slightly change that a bit. It would be easy to do, so it follows more these. Yeah, it'll be right. It'll be right, trust me. Right, I want now sort of, it's like these were like a greyish colour. See if I can mix that. And again, I've got bright green, so I'm going to have to add a lot of red to get rid of the bright green, because I haven't washed my brush. I've just added a load of red to that green colour what I've just got, and then I'm adding blue to that. That's just, blue's totally took over now. I've added miles too much blue, so I'll add some more red back in. And some Payne's grey, because obviously I'm after a grey colour, so a bit of Payne's grey into that, and then by the time I water that down, just water it down there, that should look a grey colour. Let's try it. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's a bit of a greyish colour. I've got just water on one side of my brush, and then I've got quite thick paint on to the side. Oh, I like that. I like it. I'll go in with that thin stuff there, and then swap to thicker stuff there. There, that's that. And then again, I think I'll pull that across into them shadows. The old softening brush again. And just soften that in. There's a few holes in that shadow there where bits of light's breaking through. That looks nice and all to do that. Really could do with my paper slanting that way to help with that. But if you look, you can see me sort of getting contours of my lands, because that's sort of sloping back down there, and that's coming down there, but my shadows are cutting across there, innit? So that, hopefully. Right, let me give that a gentle dry as well. Just a gentle one, so I don't want that paint moving. And in fact, same again, while I'm drying it, I'll put it at that angle, so we know it's going to go with my contours. That'll do. That's just dried it with my contours. Nice. Neat a little, extra little blast. Yeah. How do we know? How do we know? How do we know that when we're dreaming, but when we're awake, we're awake? You know what I mean? How do you know that it's not opposite way around? This could be a dream what I'm doing now, and the other bit could be when I'm awake. How do I know? Might seem like a stupid question, but how does anyone know for sure? That could be, you know, them philosophers. That could be a question what them philosophers could ask this ends. Do we still have philosophers nowadays? Back in the day, there were loads of philosophers who had philosophies. And I don't know if we still have philosophers now. They used to... what did one of them say? I think, therefore I am. So we were asking him, saying, like, am I real or am I like not real? Am I, what is consciousness? That's what you were asking him, saying, I think. he said, I think, therefore I am. So that meant he'd come to the conclusion that because he were thinking about it, then he must be conscious. Let's pop that in. Couple there, because I think that this fence, I love doing these fences so they drop into bits. That fence genuinely looks like it's dropping to bits. That's what I like. I'm still going to pull that shadow across a bit more and just try and help with it a bit. I know it comes across there, on there, just try and help with it a bit. Something like that. I haven't got bad at that angle. That's going at that, that's going there, and then it hits that path and curves up a bit. So I think I have got my angles roughly about right. You know what I'm going to do? Because this is taking longer than I thought. So it's going to be a right good painting when I've done it, but it's taking longer than what I thought. But why rush it? There's no need to rush. But I know you lot's got the attention span of a goldfish, basically. People on the internet, it's a well-known fact. I'm not slagging you off. Mine's even less than a goldfish. But let's finish this tomorrow, innit? See you on beach. See you tomorrow on beach, innit?